Okay, for this project, I'm using a G 4.25 millimeter crochet hook, and I'm using regular 4-ply yarn. This is Caron Simply Soft, but you can use any 4-ply yarn you want. And all I made here was one big granny square, and this is just a basic granny square. And I already have a tutorial for this, so I'm not going to go over it again, but I'll post a link to that tutorial below in the description area if you need to use it. And you can do however many rows you want. I did 14 rows, so my bag's not going to be real big. If you want a bigger bag, you do as many rows as you want. But once you get to as many rows as you want, you need to decrease the sides down, and that'll make it bunch up. So you want to start decreasing with the side that you don't want to see facing you. And the way we're going to do it is, we want the top and the bottom to be decreased more than the sides of the bag. So it's bunched up more at the top, but not so much on the sides. So how we're going to do that is, you can start your yarn. Just start it anywhere in the corner. And we'll start like, this is going to be the top of my bag, this line right here. So just start your yarn up in the corner, and what we're going to do is we're going to decrease, single crochet decrease in every stitch across this row. And we're going to treat this corner as it's one stitch. So we're going to decrease in it. What we're going to do is go into the corner, grab a yarn, draw up a loop, go into the next stitch, grab your yarn, draw up a loop, yarn over and go all 3 loops. And that is single crochet decrease. And we want to do that in every stitch on this side of the bag, because that's going to be the top part of our bag. And you want to go into the next stitch, grab your yarn, draw up a loop, the next one, grab your yarn, draw up a loop. Oops, my yarn split here. And then you just yarn over and go through all 3 loops on your hook. And then again you move to these 2 stitches, draw up a loop, the next one, draw up a loop, yarn over and go through all 3. The next one, draw up a loop, the next one, draw up a loop, yarn over and go through all 3. So you just want to do that as a single crochet decreases all the way down. Next stitch, draw up a loop, next one, draw up a loop, yarn over and go through all 3. See, it's kind of bunching it up right now. Just like that. And sometimes when you do these straight decreases, it starts to pool. You want to make sure you don't go back in that same stitch. Reach over and go to the next one. Otherwise it won't decrease. So you just want to continue doing single crochet decreases in every stitch. And you want to do that to the end of this row. And then I'll meet you right down here. Okay, I'm coming down here to the end of my first row. And I just want to treat the corner like it's a stitch. So I'm just going to decrease. Just like that. Now I'm going to turn and do this row. And I'm going to treat this row like it's going to be the side of my bag. So this was going to be the top part of my bag, and these are going to be the sides, if that makes sense to you. So this side, we need to do 1 single crochet and then a single crochet decrease. 1 single crochet, then the decrease. So we already did one in that corner here. So I'm just going to go to the next stitch and single crochet, and then I want to do the decrease into the next, over the next 2 stitches like that. and then 1 regular single crochet, and then a decrease, 1 regular single crochet, and then a decrease, 1 regular crochet, decrease, 1 regular crochet, then a decrease. And we want to repeat this pattern till you get to this side. And then I'll meet you right down here. Okay, I made it to the end of this side, and you can tell that this first part that we did is more decreased than this part. And that's what we want. Because this is going to be, the bag's going to fold up like this. This is going to be the top parts of our bags. And these, the sides. So we want to continue around now this side again and decrease in every stitch because it's opposite we want. So it's going to fold like this. We want this part to be the top of our bag. So we're just going to treat the corner like it's one stitch. So we're going to start decreasing in every stitch across. I hope I'm making sense to you. And I'm just, this time there's no single crochets between the decreases. It's just decreasing in every stitch. Just like we did before on the opposite side. So you want to repeat the decrease in every stitch all the way to this end, and then on this last side is going to be single crochet, decrease. 1 single crochet, 1 single crochet, decrease, just like we did on the opposite side. So decrease every stitch to here, and this is a single crochet and then the decrease all the way back to your starting point. Okay, once you made it back to the starting point, now we're going to decrease in every stitch, all 4 sides. That way the sides that we started with are going to be a little bit, not quite as bunched up as the other 2. So now it's easy. We just go on all 4 sides and do the same thing. Just decrease in every stitch. And this is going to make the bag really bunch up now. And that's what we want. And like I said, you just want to make sure you don't do it in the same stitch. Sometimes that looks like you didn't put a stitch in it, but you did. Just pull it really tight. And then you just keep decreasing around the corner. Like here's my corner, I'm just going to go around it doing the same stitch, decreasing. I'm just going to do this on all 4 sides of the bag until I get back to my starting point. Okay, once you made it back around, if you think that it's decreased enough for you, you just go ahead and tie off and hide your tail once you get back to your starting point. If you made your bag, the granny square in the beginning, bigger than this, you might need to do another rope of just straight decreases all the way around. But it's up to you. You get it to how you want it. And you can tell when you're done which which one was decreased a little bit more. It's a lot more bunchier where we want the top part of the bag to be than the sides. So you'll be able to tell which we want the top to be and which we want the sides. It's not quite so bunched out on the sides as it is up here. So now I'm going to start in the corner of, once I found that this is going to be the top of my bag. You want to start in the corner, and I'm going to put a brim kind of on top of it before I put the handles on it. So you just start with the slip knot. And I'm just going to start in the corner of one of the sides of my top. Here's the top and here's the top. I'm going to find the corner. You should be able to see the corner here. And go into one of the stitches. And pull it through the slip knot on my hook. Okay. Now I'm going to chain 1 and go back right back into that same stitch and do another single crochet. And then I'm going to do 1 single crochet in every stitch across until I get to this corner. So it's just right across the top part. I'm not going across the sides. Just trying to hide that tail too as I go. There. Okay, I'm making it here to where the corner part is. You can tell the corner because it's got the 2 stitches in one spot. Follow it up, and when you get to the corner, you want to chain 1, turn, and then I'm going to go back across again, doing 1 single crochet in each stitch. Just like this. And then when you get to the end here, chain 1 and turn. And we'll go across it again. And you can do this for as many rows, as high as you want this part of the bag to be. And then when you get it to as high as you want it, you tie off, and then you go do it on the other side, the other top part of the bag, for the same amount of rows. Chain 1 and turn. And keep going. So I'm going to go ahead and do mine. I'll let you know in a minute how many rows I did. Okay, I finished this part. I did 5 rows on each side, but you can do as many as you want. Now we'll start on the handles. And you want to start with the slip stitch on your needle. Sorry, this yarn is dark. Now I'm going to start right here in the corner, the bottom of the brim of my bag. Just either one of them, any of the corners. And go ahead and pull through that loop on my hook. Okay, chain 1. Go right back in to the same stitch with a single crochet. and then I'm going to single crochet in each one of these stitches up the brim of the bag, the side of the brim. See, here's the brim part up this side. So just crochet, one single crochet in each one of them stitches. Okay, now I'm going to make the chain for the length of the handle. And you can do it for however long you want your handle. Just keep track of the number of chains so you can do the same on the other side. I'll tell you here in just a second how many I do. What it's going to do is it's going to swing over and hook to the other side of the brim of the bag. Right over here. Okay, I did 50 chains, but you can do more if you want a longer handle. Now you just take it and here's the brim part. Swing it over to the top of the brim and attach it with a single crochet like that, and then you want to single crochet down the side of this brim just like we did on the other side. Okay, and once you get down the side of the brim, you want to single crochet in every stitch along the side of your bag until you get to the other side of the brim. So just one single crochet in each one of these stitches all along the side portion of the bag. Just one in every stitch. This yarn keeps splitting on me. And then when I get to this side of the bag, where we got the other side of the brim, we want to single crochet up the side of it, just like we did on the other side. And then once you single crochet up the side, you want to make your handle again, and since I did a chain of 50 for mine, I'm going to do 50 again. Okay, and then you just swing it over to the other side, the top part of the brim, and single crochet at the top and single crochet down the side of your brim again, just like we did on the other side. And then you just go down the side. And then once you get down, single crochet down the side of your brim, you want to single crochet down this side of the bag, just like we did on the other side, one in every stitch. So we're just kind of single crocheting around the bag. Okay, and when you get back to your starting point, okay, I'm back here where I started. So now I want to get a stitch marker, because now we're just going to be working around and around the whole bag and the handles, doing single crochet. I'm going to use this piece of yarn, and I'm going to put it right here where I started, so I know that's always my starting point. And now I'm just going to continue single crocheting up this side. I'm going to single crochet the handle, and then back down the side and all down the side and up the next handle. So I'm just going to single crochet in my first single crochet, and then single crochet up the side of my brim part of the bag. And then I'm going to do one single crochet in every chain of the handle. Just like this. It's making the handle thicker. So single crochet down the length of the chain, back down the side of this brim, and then the side of the bag, one single crochet, then back to this side, single crochet up the other handle, back down it, single crochet down the side, then you're back to your beginning, and then you just keep going again, and you just keep going around and around, single crocheting in every stitch until you get to the thickness that you want your handles to be. So it's really just your preference, whatever you want to do. So I'm going to go ahead and go around mine a few times, and I'll let you know how many times I went around here in just a second. Okay, I did 3 rows on my handles, but you can do more if you want your handles thicker, or if you did a bigger bag, you can do more. I made it back to my stitch marker, and I just moved my stitch marker. Now I want to just slip stitch into the next stitch to even that round off, and then I can tie off. Oh, my scissors are dull. And then I want to hide my tail. Just weave it in a few times in the back here, or inside of the bag. Okay. So we got so far. Now, If you want to put flowers or something on it, you can. I'm just going to sew a button right here in the middle. And it's not going to be functional or anything. It's just going to be for looks. I'm just going to sew it on with a yarn needle. You can always put a strap on here too if you want to. Or whatever you want to do to decorate it. Or you can just leave it plain. It's up to you. And then weave my tail in a few times. And that's it. That's all I'm going to do to this bag. And I really hope you made sense of my tutorial there in the beginning. But when I was decreasing, I hope it wasn't too confusing. And don't forget to check out all my other tutorials. I have a whole bunch of bags and purses and everything. And check out my Facebook page too. And post all your crochet items on there. I'd really like to see them. And until next time, have a good day.